Denise is a desperate housewife.
And now I'm washing and ironing stuff you've not even worn.
Her daughters have turned the family home into a war zone.
You ruined my homework, you bitch!
Stepdad Ian is feeling the pressure.
It can be fine 1 minute and it can be like World War III the next.
Don't need to whack it in my...
They've asked counselling expert Susie Heyman to help them build a better life. In just 6 weeks, the Step family make great progress.
Not only are you my stepdaughters, but you're my 3 angels. You all hold a special place in my heart.
But it's not going to be easy. Susie Heyman is a professional counsellor with over 15 years of experience helping step families deal with their problems. 1 in 4 of all marriages ends in divorce, and there are now over 2 million children living in step families in the UK today.
Children in step families feel particularly insecure. They've seen at least one parent leave already, and often fear another may desert them in the future. And that's the issue in this step family.
When mother of 3 Denise married Ian 5 years ago, he became stepdad to Amy, who's now 15, Vicky, who's 12, and 10-year-old Sam. A year and a half into their marriage, Denise and Ian had Brianna, who at 3.5 is the baby of the family. The Mellors live in Long Eaton, just outside Nottingham, in a small 3-bedroom terraced house. But it's not a happy home. Even the most simple tasks like tidying a room can start a fight.
Mom, I wish you wouldn't do that. I don't want them all in there, that's what I'm saying. It's tidy and it isn't. It's big and it's chunky and I can't get
Amy, I'm really losing my temper now. Get down off your bed.
Lorry driver Ian tries to stay out of the firing line, but this approach isn't working, and he's been pushed so far, he's even considered leaving.
After we've been arguing a few days, I feel like, yeah, I've had enough of this. I have to do something just to get out of the way, because I know I'll just walk out. It's been close, but I just want to just go.
Denise feels Ian should be giving her a lot more help with the girls.
I feel as though like I'm on a one-person battle. You know, if Ian could come home and say, right, what have you done today then to make it better in the household? What have you done to help your mum then, to give her a bit of a rest? But he doesn't feel the need that he has to support me, I suppose. This is our family at the end of the day, and it's what's important, and this is important to me.
When Denise and Ian first met 5 years ago, it was love at first sight. After a whirlwind romance, they ran away to get married in Gretna Green, without the girls.
I just wanted it just to be the 2 of us. I did.
Well, I said to all my friends that I'd never get married to anyone who had kids. And I did the ultimate and married someone who had 3.
The girls were disappointed that they didn't go.
Oh, yeah.
Wanted to wear dresses, didn't they, and be there.
Mm.
And I think it was a bit much for them to take in, weren't it?
Could have been.
New dads or a new man on the scene and a new baby sister. So I think, you know, they probably thought they were being pushed out a little bit, yeah.
Denise has been married twice before. First to Vicky and Amy's dad, Darren, and later to Sam's dad, Andy. Being the eldest daughter, 15-year-old Amy has already seen 2 dads leave. Ian is dad number 3. Life became even more complicated when her biological father, Darren, recently made contact after an absence of 12 years.
Got a letter in the post off Darren. I was just like, I was quite shocked because I weren't expecting it. Just weird, felt weird. I felt like I was letting Ian down.
Ian too is finding Darren's reappearance difficult to come to terms with.
Well, I felt a bit like inadequate, because I wasn't their real dad. Because now there's not just one dad on the scene, there's 3. Which to me makes it quite hard for me, because I'm the one that's the main dad. Because I'm the one that looks after them, I'm the one that feeds them, clothes them. You know, I just feel a bit unwanted at sometimes.
Ian's eldest stepdaughter Amy is feeling the strain.
I don't think everyone understands each other, and there's a lot of mixed feelings within the family. Ian will usually get stressed out and says he's leaving and says he wants us to leave, and then my mum says, oh no, don't tell them to leave, and everything just all kicks off.
This lack of understanding is placing a huge amount of pressure on everyone in the stepfamily.
They don't seem to pay a lot of attention to Ian as a father figure at all, really.
Yeah, it's just hassle. Anything he has to do, it's just hassle.
I'm on edge all the time, and I feel as though like I'm on a bit of a roller coaster. And when is it ever going to get any better?
Over the next 6 weeks, counsellor Susie Heyman will be helping the stepfamily to change their lives for the better. She starts by arranging a quiet counselling session in a neutral territory away from the war zone of the family home. First up are Denise and Ian. Susie wants to know where they think the problems lie.
OK, so tell me, what made you ask me to come?
Well, we had a few problems in the house, loads of arguments all the time. It was just getting to the state where it's building up and up and up and up. We've just had to do something.
Tell me about the arguments then. What sort of things do you argue about?
Whenever we ask them to do something, it always seems to create a situation where the job takes longer than it should do because they don't think they really want to do it.
Yeah, like the pots, something like that.
Right, so washing up.
That's the bane of our lives.
Bane of your lives, is it? Right. Because they have chores, presumably, around the house.
No.
No, they don't?
We've asked them to do things and it's just...
And they don't do it?
Us doing it.
I mean, it feels as if they are testing you to destruction, Ian.
You nearly left once.
Yeah.
And did they know it?
Yes.
Did they hear you say that?
Yeah.
And how did they react to that?
I didn't really notice a change.
It affected them a lot.
Well, I didn't notice it.
Vicky was absolutely distraught the day that you left.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I don't know this.
One point that I'd like to mention, Susie, is when Ian comes in at night, he will not speak to the girls. And that immediately creates an atmosphere.
What's the reason why Ian doesn't say anything when he comes in?
I don't know why you don't say hello. But you'll cuddle Brianna.
Yeah, but that's only because she runs up to me.
But the 15-year-old girl isn't going to run to the door and go, hi, Daddy.
Right, OK. And your parents? Tell me a bit about them.
There's not really a lot to say about my parents. They haven't really got much involvement with. My mum's a Jehovah's Witness. I've never really been really close with my dad. I can't remember ever hugging my dad. Ever. Never.
Susie thinks Ian's inability to show his emotions might be making his stepdaughters feel insecure. She wants to know what they think. First up is 12-year-old Vicky.
Tell me about your dad.
Which one?
So who do you think of when I say your dad? Who's the first person who springs to your mind?
Ian.
Ian, right. So you feel he's your dad?
Bit of both.
So he's a dad, he's a stepdad. So he hasn't been there all the time, so you'll...
But he's there now.
But he's there now, yes. You want him to stay?
It's up to him.
The lack of communication in the stepfamily has added to 15-year-old Amy's sense of insecurity.
It's hard for us to understand each other, and there's quite a lot of anger there. Yes. But I think there is love there somewhere, but we haven't yet found it out that much.
Because there's an awful lot of things that have happened in your family that would make people feel angry
Yeah.
and upset. You've lost your dad, but then he's come back again, which is
Yeah, confusing.
very confusing, isn't it? A bit scary.
Yeah. But I just wanted to ask him why he left and everything, and how come it's took him so long to get back into contact, and why he didn't want nothing to do with Vicky as well.
Are you scared that Ian is going to go?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I think about that quite a lot.
Do you? Yeah.
And I don't want Mum to be unhappy.
And how would you feel if you went?
I'd be very upset,
Would you?
because I'd lost another person in my life that just fall apart.
10-year-old Sam doesn't have the same biological father as Vicky and Amy. Her dad remained in contact after breaking up with Denise. Sam just wants everyone to get on.
I'd like to stop the arguing and stop shouting and everything, because you know how like little stuff leading to a very big arguments. That's what happens in our family.
After a day of intensive detective work, Susie thinks she knows where it's gone wrong for this stepfamily.
This stepfamily, like many stepfamilies, has experienced the most extraordinary amount of loss. Amy, Vicky and Sam all had fathers leave. And this has left all of them feeling distrustful, angry, guilty, and this keeps bursting out in rows. Now, they like Ian, they'd like to trust him, but how can they if their own fathers have left them? And there was a wedding, but they didn't see it. They didn't hear the vows or experience them, so how should they trust that it really happened? And then in the middle of all this has come another spanner in the works, which is Darren, who has come back wanting to be a good father, which is terrific. But again, these kids, how can they trust it? And that has left all of them in a situation of not quite knowing who belongs to whom and who should be doing what.
It's day 2, and Susie arrives at the family home to deliver her diagnosis. She decides to start with a game.
Look at all his hat. Oh, no. Hey.
Everyone has to choose the hat they think each family member deserves.
OK, what do you think you are, Amy?
She is Mr. Fix-It, yeah.
You're Miss Fix-It, aren't you? You
Yeah.
try so hard to make sure everybody's OK.
Yes, it does.
As everyone's role is identified in the step family, it's clear that Denise wears many more hats than the others.
Right, what's Denise? What's your mum?
Chef, maid.
The maid and the cook. My God, you've got a lot of hats to wear. The queen. The special person, the queen of the house.
That round your collar.
I've got this one as well.
Yeah.
And the fire chief who damps down the flames. And the police person who keeps the peace.
Can't put it all
The
on.
queen. All right, what's Ian?
I'm the sheriff.
Ian's boss is Ian's the sheriff.
Right.
Denise,
Everything.
look at all the expectations you have on you. Look at all the things you have to... What about you?
There isn't a me, I'm afraid.
So, what I would like you to work towards in the next few weeks is getting rid of the hats you don't want. So we can start that now by throwing them all into the middle. You can take your hats off and throw them away.
Susie has some ideas that might improve family life and wants to talk to everyone individually. She thinks Denise gets too easily involved in her daughter's petty arguments. By jumping in, she often causes small rows to spiral out of control.
If you didn't say anything, 5 minutes later it'd all be over anyway. But it's become an argument because you felt you had to manage it. You felt you had to burst in and damp down the flames with your fireman's hat.
I know.
Be the police person and smooth it all over.
I know, yeah, that's right, yeah. On occasions, I've been upstairs and I've heard, like, raised voices, and it was nothing, really, and I've gone rushing downstairs going, what the hell's going off?
And it means actually that they never learn how to deal with it themselves.
No.
They need to learn how to settle their own arguments. Does that sound?
Yeah, that's
useful?
great.
If the girls take on more responsibility for their own lives, Susie thinks there will be less arguments.
You know it.
She gives each of them a task to complete before her next visit. She asks Amy to write up some house rules. Sam has to organise a chores list. And Vicky is put in charge of a family message board. Susie's last individual session is with Ian. She thinks the girl's behaviour will improve if he becomes more involved as a parent.
I mean, it feels to me that you really want to be a good dad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And a good stepdad.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't have
No.
lessons from your dad on how to
Well,
be a
no.
loving dad.
No, I don't. I just have to try what I think is right.
These are not the children that were born to you. You're obviously going to always feel slightly different about them than you are to Brianna.
Oh, yeah, I am, yeah.
Yeah. But you can love them, and you can act to them in exactly the same way as you do to your own child. And that's at the moment the thing that they see as different. You can hug Brianna, you can't really naturally hug them. Right. So you need to work on it.
At the end of the day, Susie brings the step family together to remind everyone what she'd like them to do before her next visit.
Thank you. I'm about to go and leave you to work on your own.
Susie gives the step family a board for their chores chart and another for a list of house rules.
The point about a house rule is that everybody keeps to them. And it's things like no shouting, no hitting, no swearing. This is going to be hard work. It's also going to be a lot of fun. Best of luck, Mellors. Best of luck, all of you.
Okay.
Susie leaves the Mellors on a positive note. It's been an enlightening 2 days.
I have left them with a whole raft of tasks to do, which they're all rushing at and really want to work at. There's a lot there underneath the surface that they do have to dig around in and understand and deal with. I think my only worry might be when they do discover how long it's going to take and how hard it's going to be. I do hope that they don't falter.
Susie will be back in 2 weeks to see how far down the road the Step family will have travelled. The day after Susie's visit, the sun is shining. Denise is feeling optimistic about the future.
Susie's visit yesterday was absolutely brilliant. Felt very inspired by it all, and I'm looking forward to showing her how hard we can work together.
Over the next 6 weeks, Susie will be keeping an eye on the Step family's progress. She's asked the girls to start by helping their mum with the housework. Sam, who wants less arguments, is going to organise a list of chores with her sisters. But Vicky and Amy are less than keen.
The other two have got to come down and discuss, because it's got to be fair.
Amy,
Ask her if she'd
would
like
you
to do it
like to come down with me
and do the chore list.
She's doing homework. Please. She's doing the homework. So none of you are going to do it with me? No.
Sam, go into Amy and ask her how long her homework will take her, and will she be willing to do it after her homework?
Amy, come and do the chores with me.
What chores?
The chores and write them down.
It's your job though.
Is that a no or yes?
It's a don't know.
Sam's trying to rally round the other two to get the chore list done, and I think she got the impression that they don't want to help her. So a little bit of tension there. Don't worry about it, Sam, don't cry. No, come here. Come here. Don't cry, don't get yourself upset. Don't get yourself upset. Darling, come here. Look at Mummy. Don't get yourself upset. Right? Don't get yourself upset. Try again. All right?
Sam eventually persuades Amy and Vicky to help her write up the chores list. After a shaky start, the girls are back on track.
You know what the nice thing is? I've done all this ironing, I've got to do the dinner, and then I've got to stand and do the pots. And tonight, when I've had my dinner, I can sit down while you do the pots. Yippee!
I get a break.
Susie has asked Ian to make more of an effort with his stepdaughters.
Hello. Are you all right?
But when he comes home from work, Ian completely ignores the girls.
Nothing?
The day isn't ending well. Ian doesn't follow Susie's advice and instead heads upstairs on his own.
He's not saying anything to anybody when he comes in. Not really. Not, hi, how's your day gone? Nothing like that.
The next day, the family are having a barbecue. The new chores list is about to face its first real test. Denise has promised the girls a family day out if all goes well. It's Amy's turn to do the dishes, but she's got other ideas.
What are you doing then? Why?
Because there's loads.
It's all about everybody doing the chores, it is. If the chores aren't doing, I don't have to organise a trip.
Oh, that's not fair though.
You're crying now.
Hey, goodness sake, you can't do anything.
Exactly.
What do you think I did? I hoovered,
You're not doing them. You're not doing the chores.
Amy storms off, and the new rota breaks down before it even gets started.
I bet she's gone in her bedroom and put the PS2 on and just sat on the bed, not done anything.
With Amy on strike, it's left to Denise to do the dishes.
Amy just decided on day 2 that she's not going to do her turn of the pots because there's far too many. It surprised me that they've took this attitude 2 days in. I thought they may have gone for it for a few days and then got fed up of it. But it just goes to show that when it comes down to actually doing the work, don't want to know. And I'm doing the pots again.
Yeah.
Sam is determined to do all her chores and make sure the family go on the day out.
Wouldn't pull my freaking hair.
But Vicky and Amy are refusing to participate. It's not long before another fight breaks out.
Go away! No, stop hitting me! You ruined my homework, you bitch!
Denise is trying to follow Susie's advice and not get involved.
Go away! Don't hit me then, and I won't hit you back.
The fight quickly ends, but Denise is furious and, forgetting Susie's advice, heads upstairs to confront Vicky.
Can you go away, please?
No, I'm coming to find out.
Amy's now in the garden, enjoying a cup of tea.
Don't do anything about it. I wasn't even involved, Vicky. It's an argument between you and Amy, not me. Don't get me involved.
Go away. I'm not allowed in my bedroom.
Ian's finding it hard to cope with the constant arguing. The girl's behaviour is seriously testing his tolerance levels.
It can be fine 1 minute and it can be like World War III the next. And it just causes rivalry between me and Denise. Well, it's been that bad that I've thrown Amy out the back door and locked the door and told her to clear off. Sam knows when to quit, but Vicky don't. Vicky pushes it too far sometimes.
Ian's lack of support is adding to Denise's sense of frustration.
Ian doesn't even ask me how it's gone when he's not been here either. Doesn't seem to, it's always me that starts the conversation about it all. Sam and I seem to be the ones that have taken it on board, and Sam's been consistently trying. Don't think the other two are quite grasping it somehow.
Tonight, the Step family are going to draw up a list of house rules. But before they get started, Denise lets everyone know just how disappointed she's feeling.
I don't think that any of you are grasping the reason why we've had the chores to do. And I feel as though I'm not getting any rest, and I haven't got any rest this week. Vicky, you know, if I see you pull another face like that, when I've seen you can cooperate, Vicky. Do you understand what I'm saying, Vicky?
You ever seen
well,
that
then be serious about it then, because I am serious. I believe you've all told Susie that you want this house to be different. Well, I don't think you're willing, and then I hope you're going to prove me wrong otherwise. And that includes you, Ian, as well.
Oh.
I wish you'd talk to me more.
I'm not hardly here.
That's what I'm just saying anyway. Just see if you can be a bit more, you know,
Well, why don't we...
a bit more supportive of me, really.
I'll try.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
After Denise has aired her frustrations, the family turn their attention to the house rules. Susie thinks they will help prevent arguments.
Right. Anyone else got an idea?
It's Amy's job to ask everyone what they should be.
Anyone at all?
But after 2 days of rows, suggestions are a bit thin on the ground.
Be more loving.
No huffing or moaning or groaning when asked to do jobs.
Does it have to start with no?
After drawing up a list, the Mellors vote for their house rules.
Okay, we have no shouting, arguments or fighting. Hands up. Okay. No teasing. No.
Carried, Amy, carried.
It's been hard work, but the house rules are on the board. At last, Denise feels the family are making some progress.
Everybody just probably needed that little bit of a reminder to point us in the right direction. I think we'll have quite a few chats and, you know, get things out in the open more, and I'm hoping that it won't slip back to how it was.
It's Friday afternoon, after school, and the girls are tired. Denise wants them to tidy their rooms. If they cooperate, they'll be going on the family day out.
You're not going out until all the rooms are done, and to my satisfaction, I refer to the house rules, do jobs properly when asked, with care and consideration. Well, I'm just referring to the house rule.
Sam's been working hard to complete all her chores. But big sister Amy isn't making life any easier.
Do not take it out, idiot! I said don't take it out! Idiot, I said don't take it out, not do. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Don't need to whack it in my eye.
You're on about.
I always get it done before Ian comes home because he won't be able to stand there.
Don't shove it in there! Put it in there, Wally!
Leave it. Said leave it.
Ow, get off me!
Amy and Sam.
Just as the fight winds down, Denise arrives on the scene and once again gets involved.
You can take all them duvets off now.
Why?
They're not the ones that go in your room.
I'm leaving it.
Take them off, please, haven't you, Amy?
Her intervention is too much for Sam to bear.
Sam?
What?
Sam?
What?
Take them off, please.
No.
Sam? Sam? And if we carry on with this noise, won't be going on any picnic tomorrow, Sam.
Oh, we're going on it.
Because the chores were ruined Tuesday night.
So we're not going on one.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I've just heard that.
We won't be going, Sam.
Okay, we're not going.
They don't know where they are. Absolutely nowhere.
Sam's been doing all her chores for the past fortnight on the promise of a family day out. Denise's decision to cancel the trip leaves her totally confused and bewildered.
So I do all chores all week and then we don't get to go out. That was the plan.
2 weeks after meeting Susie, and life still hasn't improved for the Step family.
It's not fair if people keep getting them out.
Saturday off.
Denise thinks the girls' negative attitude is preventing any progress.
Vicky and Amy's attitude between the two of them hasn't really changed. And I don't know why that is.
I'm not doing them! For the last time, I'm not doing them.
And I'd really like Susie to come back and really talk to them to try to get to the bottom of that.
With the Step family having reached stalemate, Susie arrives for her second visit. Over the next few days, she will have to work hard to get them back on track.
Hello, Sam. How are you? You okay? Good. Excellent.
To lighten the mood, she starts with a game.
We'll start today with a bit of positive note, okay?
The aim is to get the family to give each other praise.
So you've got to have something nice to say about everybody else in this circle, but you pass it to someone and then they have to hand it on to someone else. Okay?
I like it when we don't argue.
I like it when you stop and you listen to me.
I like it when we talk about what we've done in the day and have a good chat. I like it when you're all in a good mood.
I like the way you love your family.
I like it when you and Mum don't argue.
That's your family. Those are the ties that keep you together. You need to make them strong.
After being abandoned twice before, Amy now fears that Ian, dad number 3, might leave. Susie thinks her feeling of insecurity explains her reluctance to change her behaviour.
Now, just remind me, your dad left?
Yeah.
Darren? Andy left, your stepdad?
Yeah. I think I grew up thinking Andy was always going to be there. And then when he left, it really hurt me. And that's why I found it hard to... That's why I found it really hard to connect with Ian and stuff. So it's took quite a long time.
In case he leaves again?
In case he leaves.
Somebody else?
I just said, well, I'm not going to get too involved for you because you'll leave. So I just thought, I'll just call you Ian and you're my mum's boyfriend. That's it. You're just dating my mum. I think it was really when we moved into this house and I thought, hey, we're setting up a family here. And when they had Brianna as well, I was just like, he's not going to leave. I feel really stable.
Right.
But then it shook me.
When Darren
So much
came
shock.
back. Yeah.
When Darren came back and I felt, what if Ian goes? And it shook me really bad. I think when I first met Darren, I was all like, oh yeah, it's my dad. It's going to be really cool and stuff. But it was different because I was older. I thought on my 10th birthday that he'd turn up at my birthday party and stuff, but he didn't.
And he didn't. And he finally came and... Did you recognise him?
No.
Was he how you'd imagined him?
No. It just went so fast and stuff, and I was just like, this is supposed to be my princess now.
Yes. With the king turning up and saying, yes, your little princess who was lost. So in all that mix, oh dear, poor Amy.
Susie believes that a lot of the arguments in the house are unnecessary. She's brought a short video clip with her, and it's not comfortable viewing for Denise.
I hate it being up here. Just wear it.
Put it back on the wardrobe, please, Amy.
I don't want it! I don't want a flipping box. It does my head in.
It's tidy and
It isn't. It's big and it's chunky and I can't get
Amy,
any box
I'm
that
really,
easily.
really losing my temper now. Get down off your bed.
Please.
I will when you move.
You asked me.
When I decorated your room for one of those drawers out of there to put your school books in, correct?
We don't have a lot of room. Get back here.
So there's no books that are falling off the wardrobe like last time, I remember, when you was in here. Were that many books lost because they weren't in a compact drawer?
Yeah, they were in that.
I am not doing this anymore, Amy. What are we going to do about it?
I'm going to keep them there and keep it a mess because it's in the drawer.
You're going to keep it tidy.
My God, that was anger. And she is so upset and angry and out of control. The whole thing is, it doesn't suit the situation. That's their room. If they're going to sort out their arguments, why don't they also sort out their own damn rooms?
Oh, Susie, I wish they would.
Well, leave them to it. It's their room. There is something else that is really about. And that is such a common thing, and it's such a common thing in stepfamilies. You feel they're out of control, but they feel they're out of control. And it's not about the arguments in the house. That's what you're focusing on. A lot of shouting, everybody's unhappy, you know, that's the loss of control. I'm saying the loss of control actually is them over their own lives. It wasn't their choice that their dads left. It wasn't their choice that their dads are not in contact enough. It wasn't their choice that new dads came along, however much they may have liked them. They don't have control. And so they show this by taking control in the only way they can, which is by saying no, by having arguments. And it's their reaction to what they're feeling inside.
I just feel as though it's my fault,
It's
Susie.
not your fault. It's not about fault, Denise. It really isn't about fault. Hey,
I don't want this.
Why
Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard?
You are doing your best in a really difficult situation.
But I don't feel as though I am.
You're doing your best. We can do better.
Susie feels that if the girls are made to feel more secure, their behaviour will improve. Ian's still finding it difficult to show affection to his stepdaughters. Susie wants to show him what happens when he comes home from work.
Yeah, you.
Although he kisses Denise, he completely ignores the girls.
You slide in quietly as if you don't want to be noticed.
There's no atmosphere, is there? It's just like a...
There's no event. There's no event. Just go up and give them a hug. I mean, they would absolutely love it. They'd really appreciate it. If you pushed yourself, things would improve a lot.
Susie thinks there's one more thing Denise and Ian can do together to make the girls feel more secure.
One of the ways you maybe stored up problems for yourself was that when you first met, you ran away to get married, which is a lovely, wonderful, romantic way for two people who don't have links to do it. But you have a family. You have a step family that you are coming into. That's the difficulty about step families.
Yeah.
You don't start off as just two people. You start off with them as well. But you have to bring them in to make them feel part of it. If you look at the number of people who've left them, how can they really believe that Ian's going to stay unless they've seen it? They didn't see the wedding. You're telling them you're married, you've got a picture there, but it's not the same as being there and being part of it. And I wondered if you might think about redoing it. And this time, you do the vows not just to Denise, but actually to the whole family, to the kids as well, and maybe have them, you know.
Well, actually, so no, we are going to do something like that.
You're joking. You thought about... Yes! Fantastic, you thought of that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Susie leaves the step family on a high. She now hopes they'll be able to work things out on their own.
Well, that was a really hard weekend. Denise has begun to recognise that trying to be the perfect mother, which is impossible, is adding more stress to herself and her family. Ian is beginning to see that however committed he is to this step family, he needs to show his emotions far more to his stepchildren. I think it's absolutely fantastic they've decided to renew their wedding vows. That's just wonderful. It's exactly what those kids need to experience. But it remains to be seen what the children are going to think of the efforts that Denise and Ian are making, and if given more responsibility, will they rise to the challenge?
Susie will return in 2 weeks' time to see how the step family is getting on. Once again, everyone is resolved to make changes. Ian now understands that he will have to show affection to his stepdaughters if life is to improve.
I've just got to make more of an effort to show them that yeah, I'm here sort of thing, instead of like just being, I'm just someone in the background. When I was growing up, my dad was never there. He was always out. He was always either at work or sometimes at the pub or whatever. And I never, of all time I'd grown up, I never really, I did see him, but he's never been there really for me as a dad. I've never hugged, I cannot remember to my life ever hugging him. But I don't want to be like that. I want to be a bit more involved. It's hard for me to do that because I've never seen that. But I'll try and get it. As soon as I start doing it, it'll never go back to how it was. Because I won't let it.
Denise has finally realised that she's got to let go and give the girls more responsibility.
But you just don't realise that it's your actions that really prevent people from doing everything. I think if I didn't do everything, then they'd have to do something. I suppose they rely on me a lot because I've done everything, haven't I, in the past? So it's always mum, isn't it, for the answer? It's always mum, because mum does it all the time. But mum ain't gonna do it anymore.
Your bedrooms will become
totally your responsibility.
So whenever we think it needs cleaning, we can clean it?
Yes, your mess.
Over the next few days, the girls respond and now seem determined to do their chores without a fuss. For the first time, Denise begins to relax. Ian follows Susie's advice and tries to become more involved. He leaves his stepdaughters an encouraging note.
Now, what does it say?
We can succeed.
That's lovely. That is absolutely super. Ian has put this really positive note up to everybody. And that's really great that he's absolutely at the heart of the family with everybody else.
Denise and Ian want to keep things moving forward. Sam's the only one who's been consistently doing all her chores, and they want to reward her by letting her choose a new family game.
Oh, Mum, I like this one.
Right, who's going to start?
It's a rare treat for the step-family. As the game progresses, everyone forgets their problems. With the family riding high, Denise and Ian decide to tell the girls about renewing their wedding vows. They're hoping the good news will have a positive effect on the whole family.
We're going to go out and have some tea and some scones and some cream and going to break the news to the girls this afternoon. Girls are all in a good mood. They'll be really, really pleased. I really do. Because they've had so many people walk out their lives that they've loved. And I think it'll be really nice for the girls to think, yeah, Ian's my stepdad and he's going to be around forevermore. So I think it'll make them more secure.
Unfortunately, one member of the family is about to throw a spanner in the works.
Shall I tell them what?
If you want to.
Yeah, go on.
We're going to renew our vows, and we're asking you, your three of you, to come to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah! I'm going to be a bridesmaid!
You're going to be involved in it, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to be a bridesmaid!
Although Amy and Sam are overjoyed, Vicky clearly isn't.
Why are you renewing your vows?
Because you weren't there the first time.
Yeah, go on.
weeks.
I'm going to be a bridesmaid again.
Well, get your dresses and that,
So
yeah?
we're going shopping, you're having a day off school next week, so we're going to Nottingham shopping to get all your dresses.
I don't want to wear a dress, actually. I'm not a dress person, am I? I've just remembered.
I thought you were happy. But I knew you'd come up with something. I just knew it.
Vicky's objections have spoilt the Mellors' happy announcement. She ends what should be a good day for the step-family by telling Denise that she won't be coming to the ceremony.
She's not going to the shopping trip and she's not going to the wedding.
I am. Oh, I'm so happy for you, I'm going to cry.
If she doesn't want to go, Denise, you can't force her to go.
Nothing I ever do is right, is it?
Not in Vicky's eyes, no.
Well, Denise and Ian have decided to renew their wedding vows, and Amy and Sam are delighted about it. Vicky is not. It's quite common in step-families that have to make changes that one member sticks their heels in and refuses to do it. What Ian and Denise have to do is ignore Vicky's negative behaviour, go on loving her, and hope that the enthusiasm all of them have will pull her along.
To help the step-family communicate calmly, Susie has left them with an egg timer. The idea is to take turns to speak uninterrupted for 1 minute. Now the step-family are really making progress.
It's been hard at times for you to talk about things, but I'm glad that you have, and you can talk to me about anything. I love you and I'll always be here for you, okay?
I'm trying my best. I think Vicky's not really trying. I don't know why, but it's different for Vicky.
I feel as though you've got a responsibility now, and I can see that in you, and you've grown up a lot in the last 6 weeks.
As the Step family move forward, there's a real danger Vicky will be left behind.
Look at me.
Ian wants to use the egg timer to ask Vicky why she's being so difficult.
I'm being serious with this. Vicky.
Wow!
Just sit back and listen. No, but it's only a minute. It's not going to take long, is it?
2 minutes.
Yeah,
Just go, let's go, Logan.
Alright, what I want to talk to you about is what is in your head that's making us do our vows such a problem. We're trying to make it up to you by getting you all there, and you don't seem to be bothered. And before, when we did get married, you was bothered, but now you don't seem to be bothered at all. I just want to know if you'd tell me what's going around in your head.
Hey, Robin.
Come on. That's what's going around in your head and it's causing all the problems in this house.
And that is it. Goodbye.
You know what I'm on about?
And that is it. Goodbye.
Because this is why you do this. She's a very, very difficult person. I don't know why she's got a problem with just saying what she feels, because she'll make her life a hell of a lot easier if she did. She's how I used to be, very stubborn. Yeah, because I used to be a very, very selfish person. I only think about myself, and I can see that in Vicky, because that's how she is. And she's got to change out the way she is, because if she's anything like I've been, when she gets older, she's not going to get very far.
With a couple of weeks to go before the Mellors renew their wedding vows, Denise and her pal Janine take the girls shopping in Nottingham.
We need to get dresses first, Sam. So fashion. That's nice, isn't it? Do you like that? Oh, that's nice. Yes, that suits you. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Denise is hoping all the excitement and a new outfit will bring Vicky around. But she doesn't seem to share her sister's enthusiasm.
Yeah, I love it.
No, it's too pink. It's too pink. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Denise hopes to find all the girls an outfit in time for the big day.
It's quite frightening when we're saying it's 2 weeks today.
But despite a promising start, the shopping trip hasn't ended well. Vicky started another fight, and the mood in the house has deteriorated.
You're really, really pushing it now, Vicky. Really pushing it.
We're having a perfect time with trying on stuff, and then Vicky's like, I don't want to go in a dress, and then Mum got even more stressed out. Every suit we picked up, I don't like that. I look like a boy in it. And Mum said that she's going to cancel the wedding because Vicky wouldn't choose a dress because she hates dresses.
I don't really want to do this. I don't know how you feel, but we're doing it mainly for them, aren't we?
Well, all I can say is if Vicky doesn't really want to go, I'd send her to school. And she'll know that when it's all over, that she'll feel worse because she knows that she didn't go.
But I don't want her to feel
But
worse.
what can you do? You might take her and she might ruin the day. There's something in her head that she will not let us know.
I know that I probably won't enjoy the day as much as I'd want to enjoy it because of the way that they are.
Definitely something's going to go on. You can just feel it in the air.
"24 hours later, and preparations for the big day are still going ahead.
Are you nervous or excited?
I'm terrified. No, Ian's nervous.
Tonight, Ian is giving Denise a much-needed break and spending some quality time alone with the girls. He's planned a special meal followed by a trip to the park. He's banned TV for the evening, but Vicky's being difficult.
No, telly's not going on. Not going on any computers, any tellies or anything. I'm cooking the tea first, because all you're doing is we're getting me more and more worked up and you're not going to get nothing. It's like a complete battle all the time.
Get on my bloody nerves.
Vicky seems determined to antagonise her stepdad.
Don't muck about. You're pushing me right to the limit now. Just clear off. Not out there, in your room.
After getting her hair done, Denise joins her pal Janine for dinner. It's a good chance to unwind, but she can't help wondering how Ian's getting on at home.
How do you think Ian will cope?
Dinner for tomorrow.
Cooking dinner for them all.
I think it'll be fine. He's taking them out.
Said he was going to take them to the park.
I bet they'll be on the best behaviour.
But back at the house, things aren't going according to plan. Vicky has told Ian she doesn't want to go to the park.
You'll go anyway.
I know.
You are.
I don't want to go, I just said that.
Because you are. You're going to be part of this, whether you like it or not. Carry on.
Please don't spoil it.
Because this is what you've done all the time we've done this. Exactly the same thing every day. She's not ruining my night. She's coming with us whether she likes it or not. If I have to carry her over my shoulder, she's going.
Ian's patience finally runs out. He picks Vicky up and locks her out of the house.
Vicky, get your trainers on. Get your trainers on. Get your trainers on. Well, I'm leaving her there because she's not going in. If you're not willing to participate, you don't even come out with a game of football.
Rather than spoil the evening for the rest of the girls, Ian leaves Vicky behind.
Dad, let's go to the park.
Hang on.
Why? Why?
I think Ian did do the right thing by not letting Vicky spoil the evening for the rest of them. But it is very sad. Vicky's doing this because she's lost so much in her life. It seems to her like the only way that she can get some sort of control back, saying no. Problem is, it doesn't work.
A few days before Denise and Ian renew their wedding vows, and the Step family have made tremendous progress. Vicky's the only one still reluctant to make an effort.
You know, we're going along the road and everybody's on board now, and Ian's turned a corner, and I'm really tough with you about that. And the effort you put in with the girls, it's really nice. And you know, we've spoken about.
But it gets harder when someone doesn't want to do it. Vicky's just like a.
Yeah, she just pulls down that wall. So you just can't get in there. We're going along this road, and she's just not getting the point at all, and it's really like clouding everything for me, especially.
You don't seem like you're getting anywhere.
Susie's worried that Vicky is going to spoil the wedding vows. She's arranged for Ian and the girls to spend a day at an outdoor adventure park.
I think today's all about bonding, keeping as a team. See how that works.
Yeah, they are.
Susie hopes the experience will help to bring Vicky back into the family.
It's our first day out on our room with Dad, and it's quite fun actually.
Are you okay, Amy?
I'm so scared.
You alright?
Amy.
You did it. You did it.
Susie's plan is paying off. Vicky's confidence is reaching new heights.
Yes, I did it! Yes, it's hard, Sam. Oh, Sam, put your hand.
30 feet off the ground, Sam begins to waver.
Don't look down.
I just don't like it at all.
Amazingly, support comes from Vicky.
You're not going to fall. You're nearly halfway now.
Just go for it.
Just go. That's it. Well done. Just hold on. Are you okay? You're nearly there.
I can't get on.
You can, you can. That's it. Yes! Well done!
That is just like the most incredible adrenaline rush ever.
Horrible. I'm very proud of her.
Ian and the girls are now working as a team.
This is pushed to the extreme, this is. Well done, Vicky. It's really nerve-wracking now, isn't it?
Scary.
Scary.
Vicky and Ian have bonded and finish off the last part of the course together. It's been a fantastic day and everyone's feeling the benefits.
Group hug.
Whoa!
Vicky.
That's it, a group hug. That's what I wanted to see, Ian being a dad with his kids.
It's Denise and Ian's 5th wedding anniversary. Later today, they will be renewing their vows in front of all the girls, even Vicky. As Denise gets ready, Ian is planning something special.
I've written a little paragraph for the girls. This is my sort of chance to say that I'm always here for them. We've been together for 5 years. They treat me more like a dad now, really. And I don't really think of them as stepchildren because I've been here that long. You get to know them a bit more. But I think this says it all, really.
It's right to do it today. After the last 6 weeks and what we've been through, it's right that the girls should be here with us today. And I'm so pleased that they're all here. Hair done, tiaras on, makeup done, and you're not seeing the dress until I get to the hall. Bye!
Ian and Denise, I shall now ask you to reaffirm your marriage vows.
You are the one who fills my days with happiness every day that we're together. You are my wife, my true love, and I never want to be without you.
From that very first kiss I knew, I was never going to let go of you. I'm so proud to be your wife, loving each day, loving you, loving our life.
Now, Ian has some words to say to the girls.
This is to my Amy, Vicky, and Sam. Not only are you my stepdaughters, but you're my 3 angels. And together, we've learnt to love the better and overcome the worst. No matter what life throws at us, I'll always be here. You all hold a special place in my heart.
Now, would you like to seal your renewal vows with a kiss?
Mm-hmm.
The ceremony was great.
Vicky, in her new dress, is clearly delighted. It's been a long, hard journey for the Stepp family, but at last the Mellors have a strong foundation to build on for the future.
It's a lovely day, a really good day for this Stepp family. They've come a long way. Denise has learned to let go. Ian has become far more involved. And Amy, Vicky and Sam have really responded positively.
Before we were all like, and now we're all like happy and everything, talking to each other.
I feel as though we've made a real big headway into understanding how everybody feels. You know, with the situation that we're living in with the Stepp family. Yeah. And today is just the icing on the cake, pardon the pun.